Good morning, all my chemistry people. We are starting Unit 5 today. And so before I get into telling you what Unit 5 is about, I want to show you some changes that are happening in our Google Classroom. So under the classwork tab, I have shifted some tabs or some topics, okay? If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see I put a green check mark next to the Unit 4 graded work because this is all stuff that we've done in the past. It will be graded. It will be in PowerSchool. The only thing that's not graded in here is the test, and I'll get to that this week. This is just Unit 4 stuff, okay? So I shifted that down and I've created this new topic that's called Unit 5 graded work. Now, this won't show up on your guys' end until I actually post something that's graded in there, but just know that anything that I do post there, that's for Unit 5 graded work, okay? For the most part, I would say like 95% of you guys have Unit 4 graded work stuff like done and turned in. There's just a few randos that just have some missing assignments, so double check yourself. And then underneath that is when I'll have like our weeks of stuff. Okay. So what you'll notice is that this Unit 4 graded work gets like shifted down and down and down and down. So if you're one of those randos, like it might get more and more tricky to find it. Okay, so those are the changes in Google Classroom. A couple other changes that are happening that I want to remind you about. If you click on the daily and monthly schedules resource that I posted, you can see a calendar that shows you what hours are meeting on each day. So, like today is hours 1 through 3, tomorrow's hours 4 through 6, and yada yada. Just a reminder that we don't have school on Friday. I totally forgot until yesterday. It's fine. And then if you click on this screenshot, this is our kind of like new updated daily learning plan because previously we had groups A and B, right? Well, now we've like mashed them all together and we just have people who are in person and we have people who are virtual. So a couple changes that you'll want to keep note of is that we've gotten rid of the My Conference time. If you guys need help with something, I'm just going to open up office hours at 10 a.m. Okay, they're going to just be open for anyone and everyone. I know it says to schedule appointments, and if you need that, then I can like carve out a specific chunk of time for you and me to meet. But otherwise, I'm just going to open it up at 10 a.m. So as you're working on your asynchronous stuff, as you're working on homework, if you have questions from other classes, not English or history though, come ask me. I can try and help you with that. So again, office hours are going to start at 10, and then I kind of like just like work through, like if you see me eating at office hours, it's because that's my lunchtime. All right. But I just don't feel, I'm too lazy to like sign out of office hours and then sign back in. So that, now in the afternoon time, our class schedule gets shifted just a little bit. So office hours continue, like I said, until 11:45, but then our first hour class starts at 11:50. Okay, so previously we had been starting class at like 12:50. Well, since we're lengthening the class periods, classes to start earlier. So we have hour-long classes starting at 11:50, and then it's our normal dismissal time at like 3 or 3:03. Okay, so that's kind of the changes in the schedule, and those are posted for you. You can use them for any and all of your classes. Okay, it's not just mine. This is for everybody. Now let's get into Unit 4 versus Unit 5. Okay. In my head, when I was talking to Mr. Galitas about this, I was like, so really, we're taking Unit 4 and then we're just kind of like hitting the brakes a little bit. And we're saying, maybe we can spend a little bit more time thinking about climate change, looking at the impacts of greenhouse gases, looking at patterns and data, and just really kind of delving into that just a little bit more. And that really is what Unit 5 is about. So Unit 4, we spent more time looking at Earth's energy budget, heat transfer across the globe, and then like how do we eventually get to this problem of climate change? Well, now we're taking a look at the impact that burning greenhouse gases has had on our entire globe. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. We're looking at the impacts of burning fossil fuels, the increase in concentration of greenhouse gases, and this whole deal with climate change. But we're taking a little bit more mathy perspective to this now. So this is where I say we kind of hit the brakes. We're going to spend a lot of time doing like creating graphs, reading graphs, interpreting them, trying to make predictions from them. So a lot of that more mathy side of science that's still extremely important for science because that's what's driving our future investigations, right? I will say that this unit is going to be phenomenal for preparing you for SAT, for ACT, for college level classes. If you're one of those people who's like, I'm not going to go into the sciences, but reading graphs to help you with the stock market in the future, like reading graphs is a universal skill that everyone needs to have. So even if you don't feel very strongly about the sciencey part of things, or if you don't feel confident, whatever, like you're going to get something out of this unit. So, for this morning's work, the asynchronous stuff, it's really easy, you guys. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to just do this while you're eating breakfast. I mean, honestly. So it's a reading. All right. Now it's kind of a lengthy reading, don't get me wrong. It's about this homegirl, what's her name? Dr. Tamia Crisp. And she is an atmospheric chemist, which honestly I didn't even know existed. I didn't know that title existed until I read this reading. Like, I'm still learning stuff. Anyways, I digress. Homegirl is super interesting to read about because she is studying how greenhouse gases is changing our climate and what we can do about it, right? So it tells a little bit of her history, and then it goes through like these 3 phases where she's like, I am a questioner, I am an investigator, and I am, what's the other one? I am an explainer. Okay, so dude, is whatever. Read it, and then all you have to do is go onto the Jamboard, and there's like a slide for each of those, a questioner, explainer, and investigator. And you just have to write a sticky note that just, what did you get out of that part? What do you think that actually means about her? And you put your sticky note on there. If you want to put your name on there, you can. If you don't want to put your name on there, that's fine. But let me point out, it's going to be super easy to know who has and hasn't done this, because there's either going to be like 2 sticky notes on the Jamboard, or our class size is close to 30. So there should be like 30 sticky notes. Oh, crazy. All right. So that's the only thing you have to do this morning. The afternoon time is also going to be relatively easy. We're going to take a look at some Arctic sea ice problem that is actually very near and dear to my heart. As you guys know, I lived in Alaska for 6 years, and Arctic sea ice is the driving force of life out there for the West Coast. So I'm going to share some photos, I'm going to share some videos, we're going to talk about it, you're going to look at some data already, and we're just going to like draw some initial models and chill out. Oh, isn't that ironic? Chilling out, talking about Arctic sea ice. Had to, guys. It's Monday. All right. That is it on my end. Again, remember, office hours start at 10. Swing through if you need. Otherwise, we'll see you in the afternoon time.